Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. After some pushing, Clyde promises a Distraught Chad commodity big, and Johnny and Chanel make a life-changing decision. In moments Days of Our Lives, Chanel asks Johnny where he wants to go if he leaves Salem. He tells her about landing his dream job with his favorite director. But he has to give an answer by hereafter and he'd have to go to Los Angeles. Chanel notes they didn't give him time to suppose about it, also gets worried when he admits he's known about it for weeks. She wants to know if his plan was to tell her when he's on a flight or just turn the job down and no way tell her. She calls BS when he says he was just trying to avoid adding to her stress. They were supposed to be a platoon, how could he have kept her in the dark? He apologizes again, especially after she learns Marlena knew before she did, but he's shocked. Salem is our home. They've erected their lives there, and they happy there. Chanel is happy there. That's sweet, but if he wanted to turn the job down, he'd have formerly. Yeah, he admits, he's equivocal. So Chanel has to make the decision. She doesn't want that burden on her own, but if he wants to go to California, she's sure she can make a life there too. Days Johnny holds Chanel's hand as they talk in a test room, her in a sanitarium gown, sitting in the test president, but he isn't sure. He's hysterical, he can't cut it out there, and his dream will be shattered. What if I am just some putrefied rich sprat with some exaggerated notion of himself? Failing on his own is one thing, but he can't fail her and the baby too. He wouldn't fail, he's inconceivable, but he wouldn't know if he can succeed unless he tries. And they can always come back to Salem if effects don't work out. I'll happily follow you to the ends of the earth, because your dreams are our dreams now. They apologize to each other and Chanel wants to know what he's thinking now. Over at the cantina, Roman tells Kate that Eric just moved back by. Kate's happy, but upset about Lucas, who's gone silent since leaving to hunt down Clyde. Just as she laments she could no way see him again, Lucas strides over to her. He apologizes for fussing her, but the FBI made him keep quiet until Clyde was back in Salem. Days Kate points at a rallying Lucas in the Brady pub. Kate's still worried, but notes that he should be a free man now, since he fulfilled the end of his bargain and helped catch Clyde. Lucas isn't sure what's passing with the deal, and Harris has been too busy to find out. Technically, he's still a fugitive. But when Kate tries to rush him out, he refuses to go to the friary. He'd rather go back to captivity. After Lucas goes to say farewell to Julie, Kate fills Roman in on him conceivably going back to captivity. Is Roman actually upset if he does? Yes, he is. Roman thinks Lucas learned his assignment and it would be wrong if Harris didn't fulfill his end of the bargain. Julie gratefully hugs Chad as he gets home to the Horton house. He fills her in about Clyde, flashing back to being told Abigail is alive. After some egging, Chad tells Julie about Clyde's claim. Oh God, Julie gasps. Chad thinks it's a taradiddle, but there's a small part that hopes it isn't. Abby came back ahead. Stefan's walking around with Jake's heart. Julie asks if it's possible Dr. Rolf saved her, but Chad isn't sure. He's going to go face Chad at the police station, but before leaving, asks her not to say anything to Jack and Jennifer and get their expedients up. Once he leaves, Lucas shows up. There was no way he'd go back to captivity without saying bye to Julie. She wants his studies on Abigail being alive. He wishes it was true, but doesn't know how it's possible. Rafe, meanwhile, grills Clyde at the police station. He starts off, after a little writing, by asking about Li Shin's whereabouts. Clyde, of course, plays dumb. You know who he is, Rafe snaps. Clyde broke Gabi's leg in captivity after going there for Lee's murder. But again, Clyde plays dumb, also makes a creepy comment about Gabi in the shower. Rafe insists Clyde knows Gabi didn't kill Lee, but I go you know who did. Clyde smirks, but says he didn't know Lee, and there's no reason to know who killed him. Rafe fills him in on Gil and the Black Book. He wants to know what Gil told Clyde about the night of the murder. Clyde theorizes that if he could corroborate that Gil killed Lee, what's in it for him? Days Rafe sits angrily across from a trim Clyde in the interrogation room. Rafe can't promise anything, but Clyde says that there needs to be commodity in it for him to swear to what Gil may have told him. He'd be thankful for anything from Rafe, indeed commodity outside the confines of law. Rafe helped cover up Hope's murder of Stefano, he can bend the rules. Rafe walks out, and a short time laterally, Chad walks in and pulls up a President right in front of Clyde. The medicine lord needs to start talking. Chad was with Abigail when she failed, he held her, he was told there wasn't indeed anything Dr. Rolf could do. How could she conceivably be alive? Kristen walks into the DiMera living room as Stefan shouts at someone on the phone. He also says much to her recreation, it's all passing, Kristen. I am busting Gabby out of captivity. Trask won't help and Rafe is threading him along, so Stefan is tired of staying. He doesn't trust Clyde's prisoner will help moreover. So he's figuratively tunneling his woman out so they can run off into the evening together. I am hysterical, I can't let this be, Kristen smiles. He promised to help her come CEO. He can't run off until he does just that. She's done plenitude for Gabby, and can't risk Stefan not coming through for her. However, Kristen will tell her he slept with Ava, if he breaks Gabby out of jail. Stefan looks irked as he talks to Kristen in the DiMera living room. Yeah, she promised to keep his secret, but reconciliation pledges can be tenuous at stylish. But she's not at war with him, she says. She's at war with EJ. Stefan just has to decide what side he's on. So Stefan needs to suppose long and hard. But as Kristen's egging Stefan, Rafe walks in. What about Gabby? They make up and reason, and Rafe says he has news on Gabby's front. Clyde may know, but he's not speaking. In the show's last many moments, Johnny gets off the phone with the director and his new stylish friend. They just need to work out the details, but he took the job. Chanel excitedly congratulates him and says it's time to make up, because they had their first major fight as a couple. Johnny holds Chanel's hand as he kneels next to her in test room, smiling at each other, her in a sanitarium gown, sitting in the test. President Julie, meanwhile, is on the phone with Aunt Marie. She's upset about Maggie, and she still can't get into the time capsule. She's determined to get into it, however, if it's the last thing she does. Lucas gets back to the cantina and asks for nearly out of the way while he waits for Harris. Roman says he pulled some ISA strings and tracked Harris down. The deal is a go and Lucas' judgment has been changed. He's free. Rafe apologizes to Stefan that his hands are tied. He can't do anything to help Clyde, it's too dangerous. But Stefan might be suitable to help Clyde if I chose to go the DiMera route, you'd be willing to look the other way? Rafe tells him he has to get back to the station, leaving Stefan with Kristen. He wants further help, but Kristen tells him that time is over. Chad's got both his hands on Clyde's face, pushing him to uncomfortably ask Chad to back up. He's just sad now, this isn't delightful presently. Clyde agrees to tell Chad the verity, if he promises to help Clyde. Chad agrees, but wants to know why Clyde would go to captivity for a murder he didn't commit. It's only a fool who goes for a quick return. A wise man plays a long game, with an ace up his sleeve, knowing the exact time he should play it.